President Joe Biden visited striking United Auto Workers in Michigan this week and encouraged them to keep fighting. Let's take a look.
Wearing a union ball cap and armed with a bullhorn, President Biden told the striking United Auto Workers to keep fighting for higher wages.
You built the middle class. That's a fact. So let's keep going. You deserve what you've earned, and you've earned a hell of a lot more than you're getting paid now.
President Biden, who exchanged fist bumps with the workers, the historic visit to the picket line was personal and political, underscoring a long career backing labor.
To have the President of the United States walk the picket line in support of workers, that's huge.
The president is trying to shore up his support among working voters as he seeks re-election and to reclaim a state he won by about 3% in 2020 after Trump's 2016 victory in the battleground. The UAW has yet to endorse Mr. Biden, but Union President Shawn Fain cheered on his visit today.
Our president has chose to stand up with workers in our fight for economic and social justice.
Now, regardless of what you think about President Biden, regardless of the critiques you have in regard to his administration, the job he's done so far, and to be sure, we definitely have some critiques and criticisms. Fact of the matter is, what Biden did by visiting the striking United Auto Workers is unprecedented. It is unheard of for a United States president to do what President Biden did in visiting these workers and in encouraging these workers. And as he, did this on Tuesday of this week, keep in mind that Trump is also set to essentially address workers, specifically non-union workers in Michigan. He's decided to skip the Republican primary debates and speak to the workers instead. But make no mistake about it, with Trump, it's clearly a campaign tactic. With Biden, it is also a campaign tactic. However, if you look at his administration, you look at the National Labor Relations Board and who he has appointed onto that board and how they have been pretty aggressive fighters on behalf of workers, you see that Biden doesn't just talk about supporting workers, he's actually put some action behind it. With that said, while he was speaking to the workers, he also said this: the fact of the matter is that you guys, the UAW, you saved the auto industry back in 2008 and before, made a lot of sacrifices, gave up a lot, and companies were in trouble. Okay, and then he says, but now they're doing incredibly well, and guess what? You should be doing incredibly well too. Then Biden shook hands with picketers and put his arm around a woman who appeared to wipe tears from her eyes. You deserve what you've earned, and you've earned a hell of a lot more than you're getting paid right now, Biden said. Cenk.
Excellent job in showing up to the picket line, finally getting it. I'm thrilled that he's getting it. And Ro Khanna deserves a lot of credit because he went to the picket line earlier, and that helped push Biden into going himself. And he asked Biden to come out there, and that's a Democratic congressman doing that. So great job to him. The things that he's saying is good. The American people are on the side of UAW and the workers. We'll get to that in a second. But it makes the politics of it very simple too. It's not complicated politics. It's not complicated policy. It's actually a bit shocking that he's the first president who's ever joined a picket line. All the other Democratic presidents should be embarrassed. Of course, the Republican presidents stand for big business and giant profits for a very few amount of people. So they hate picket lines. They hate the average American worker. So that's not surprising. But I do remember Obama saying that if the unions were ever challenged, that he put on his boots and joined the picket line. Those boots sat with tremendous cobwebs in them in Obama's closet. So again, Biden outdoing Obama, credit to him on that. So we think that he has a complicated record, some good, some bad, including on labor. But overall, labor is one of his strongest parts of his record. And so this follows suit on that. He's delivered on this more than he has in other areas and more than other presidents have. So far, so good.
Right, exactly. Credit where credit is due. I mean, I'm a firm believer in acknowledging what politicians do right, what we support, but also being honest about where we see the flaws. You can hold two different thoughts about the same person at the same time. And I know that's a difficult thing to grasp in today's political environment, but I think honest actors usually do that instead of just seeing someone as all good or all bad.
Let me just say one more thing about that. Actions matter, right? So you tell me a good game about voting rights or $15 minimum wage, and then you don't do anything, Joe Biden. I'm not going to give you credit for it. We don't do propaganda here. We're not like the rest of American media. So on the other hand, when you show up, this is action. It's not just, there's policy matters, regulation matters, but this also matters. Why? Because it puts pressure on the car companies, knowing that the president is backing the workers, to give them a better deal, because they're a little worried, rightly or wrongly, they're a little worried about what the president might do. So that helps move the numbers in the direction of the workers, which is what the president of the United States is supposed to do. He's supposed to represent the citizens and not some giant global corporation, nameless and faceless, for a bunch of foreign shareholders and executives. One of these is a foreign company anyway, right? Chrysler got bought by a European company. So yes, you're supposed to represent the citizens. Yes, I'm super depressed that American politics overall is in such a sorry state that you have to beg and plead Democratic presidents to do the most simple, obvious thing. But he did it, guys. Credit where credit is due. So nice job on showing up, Joe Biden.
Right, and when it comes to the striking workers, there was a little bit of concern that he would try to squash it, but he has made it clear, and he seems committed to avoiding any White House involvement in this strike, meaning any White House involvement in attempting to end the strike. The ball is in the workers' court. He's supportive of them, and showing them how supportive he is, I think, is really important.
If Joe Biden turns around and does, or really tries hard to get a lot of his promises done, then I'm going to switch from dropout to don't drop out, because it's not personal. I don't know Joe Biden. I don't care about Joe Biden. All I care about is policy. Is he getting the job done, or isn't he? So if he starts fighting like this and shows me a lot more, then I'm super happy to have him run, because both from policy perspective, but also from a politics perspective, because it'll improve his poll numbers. He'll be a much better, healthier candidate. So give me more of this. Nice job today.
Hey, thanks for watching that video. We really appreciate it, guys. And we appreciate it if you become members, because that allows us to be independent, honest, progressive, all the things that you don't get from corporate media. And all of that is because of you guys. Hit the join button below and become one of us, become a Young Turk.